This is the L2C Media Network. This is Sports Final, where sporty balls grow big, large, and juicy with sport information. I'm Harry Von Stuttgart, and live from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk in the Tonio Studios in Jackson, this is Sports Final. Should have said that earlier in the intro, but we're always presented by the L2C Media Network, and now filled with the juices of Sportsadia. Here's our boy with the details from the headlines that make everything seem good. Here's Steve, the backsman back. All right, how you doing, everybody? Welcome to this fun little broadcast we have here tonight. And I don't know about you, but I am so glad we are in the 27th, which means technically hockey is back with us. Aren't you glad? Oh, that. I know I am. And everybody else should be. So, let's get on with this. Because we got a lot of sports and we delayed it from yesterday, but we're going to do it tonight. It is part 3 of our live reading of the most entertaining, one of the most entertaining, and I put it somewhere that I should not have put it. Ah, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it right here. Part 3 of X Farce. We will be doing a live reading of that. All my voices are ready. The sporty balls are ready. And a reminder, first week in January 2022, Steve's Sporty Balls featuring Sports Final will be debuting. We'll still be sports, but we're going to be more than just sports, entertainment, and a little bit of fun as well. In other words, same type of show, better title. So with that said, why don't we just get on with it? All the scores we bring you, as always, presented with love and respect by the folks over at Caesar Sportsbook, reminding you that we are all Caesars, and our good friends at YouTube have presented us with another Jimmy Carr game show from our friends in London, England. Yes, the man who single-handedly has changed the face of a show called Countdown, in merging the two shows that, well, the one show he does with the other show that he didn't do until they merged it together. That's right, we're talking 8 out of 10 Cats and Countdown into a show called 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. Jimmy Carr has another show, and it's a wild quiz show with a great title, and the title is I Literally Just Told You. And we'll talk more about that as well. All of that and a lot more. If you will, please tune in. Oh, we're not tune in to YouTube. Just look up I Literally Just Told You in the search engine here on YouTube. You'll find it. Some funniest. The best quiz shows used to come from the United States, but you know what? And I mean the U.S., worldwide, Goods and Todman sold their shows around the world. Britain, Match Game was called Blankety Blanks in Great Britain. Price is Right was called The Price is Right in London. What else? There's a Family Feud here in the States became Family Fortunes in London, among other things, around the world. Merv Griffin had Wheel of Fortune, and that translates into everything else. No name changes there. And I have been wanting to know And maybe somebody who is watching this program will have the cojones to maybe I will, ask. Fremantle owns a network here called Buzzer. That's showing some great game shows that were produced by Goodson, Todman, and Fremantle. Of course, Sony owns the Game Show Network again. So here's my question to both the Game Show Network and Buzzer. Why then, is it possible to show game shows from around the world? I mean, G4, before they shut down and regurgitated themselves, they had a couple of Japanese game shows, and one was very popular. So popular, in fact, that it was the best show on G4 since Attack of the Show. And X-Play. Anyway, of course, we're talking of Ninja Warrior, which became American Ninja Warrior. And that's still on NBC. Anyway, the point is, if it's about rights, Fremantle, you own the game shows now. How about giving us a taste of the game shows from Britain? We would love to see Tom Baker in Fort Gouillard, I think it was called. We'd love to see the British version of The Price is Right, the Australian version of The Price is Right. We would love to see the British version of Match Game, Family Feud, a few others. Come on. You're rich. If not for the Game Show Network, for your own freaking channel, Buzzer, have a night where you show nothing but foreign game shows. We would love to see some of these wild game shows, especially the ones from Japan that were parodied once on a Simpsons episode. ABC, God bless them, had a couple of seasons of a reality show called I'm Trapped on a Japanese Game Show. And you think, that was weird. That was ultra weird, but fun, and got some ratings. Don't you? And by the way, to ESPN, Fox Sports 1, 2, 8, 10, I would say NBC Sports Network, but we're now 3 days away from that network imploding into hash. You could have stuck around a bit more, maybe gotten some sumo wrestling. Of course, sumo wrestling you can watch on YouTube as well. You could see Japanese baseball and South Korean baseball on Twitch. You see Australian basketball on Twitch. So there you go. Come on. Let us see some variety, please. I thank you for your support. Anyway, let's get on with it. This is a great way to delay when everything else is a bit bonkers. So let's go with it. Monday Night Football tonight, Miami Dolphins, New Orleans Saints, and the Saints were marching, but they broke their legs. Dolphins just beat the Saints 20-3. Tego Viola for the Dolphins, 198 yards, 1 touchdown. Johnson, 13 rushing attempts, 39 yards, and Waddle, 10 receptions, 92 yards, and a touchdown. For the Saints, Bullock was okay, 135 yards. Kamara was fair, 13 rushing attempts for 52 yards. And Humphreys kept asking, are you free? Yeah, we did the reference. We did the Are You Being Served reference. We only are allowed one reference, one cult favorite reference a show now. And he had 3 receptions. By the way, Kamara had 13 rushing attempts, 52 yards. Humphrey, 3 receptions for 70 yards. Dolphins beat the Saints in a shocking display of football, 20-3. Okay, thank you. And that's my mom in the background. So,
Yeah, just a friend of mine I graduated from died.
so just bear with. Once again by once again in 2022 we're going to fix up either my room or a spare room for a little studio, so we won't have to worry about uh, uh, copyright strikes or anything like that. Anyway, let's get on with it. And let's go from the NFL, which we only did the Monday night game. And we're going to talk NFL in the headlines coming up. But right now, let's play some basketball. And it's the NBA we're going to be playing up. First on the line, so let's rock and roll. We got 2 games still going on as we speak. 5:55 remaining in the third quarter. It is the Dallas Mavericks, 94. Portland Trail Blazers, 68. Almost got the bell. That's right. Anytime a score is 69, we give it a bell, which is very good. If you ask me, we almost gave that bell. Okay, there we go. We'll just put you right here in the middle of the night. And at the half, the Brooklyn Nets surprisingly lead the Los Angeles Clippers 71-55. And now let's get you some final scores. Charlotte Hornets over the Houston Rockets 123-99. Chicago Bulls over the Atlanta Hawks 130-118. Minnesota Timberwolves over the Boston Celtics 108-103. The Utah Jazz, who knew that Utah, or who knew that they actually have jazz in Utah? Who knew Mormons knew how to play jazz? I really don't know, but shocking to me, anyways. Yeah, they were former New Orleans Jazz. Anyway, the Utah Jazz defeated the San Antonio Spurs 110-104. And the Memphis Grizzlies, which used to be the Vancouver Grizzlies, defeated the Phoenix Suns by 114-113. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is thus for NBA action. Let us go now to see if we have some basketball for you. NBCAA, thank you. Let's go now to the basketball and to see the Leisure Sea. Yes, there's everything here. Do we have everything here? I wish we knew. Okay, we'll just do it this way. Boom. Head over to the right score thing and leave us do it. And yes, while we're here on the promotional tour, let's promote something else. Wyatt Holiday had his account suspended by Twitter for some idiotic reason. Wyatt, of course, has not one but 2 things going on with Indiegogo. One of them is, of course, Eternal Armor, and you're not playing this that good. There we go. If you would like to, just go to Indiegogo.com and in the search plateau or in the search box, put down Eternal Armor, back it, perk it, get it from the artwork that was shown and from the promotions that Wyatt has done for it. This is going to be a hit once more for Comicsgate. So once again, go to Indiegogo.com, INDIEGOGO.com. Look up Eternal Armor, ARMOR. Back it, perk it, get it. It's good. Also, he's got a very interesting, I guess you could say, way back when they used to have magazines with comics in them. Heroine Adventures, HEROINE Adventure Magazine, number one. Again, go to Indiegogo.com, look up Heroine, HEROINE Adventure Magazine, back it, perk it, or if you can't back it, then get a copy and get it fast. Those two, indeed, Wyatt Holiday, among the best of the best of the best in Comicsgate. And don't forget um, Clint. Don't forget Clint Helensky, Pirate, and Mandy Summers. Pirate Queen numero dos will soon be coming to your homes. And she's got another little project that is steeped in secrecy. We'll find out what that is real soon. But Stuntman Comics, go to stuntmancomics.com, find out what's going on. And whatever you do, um, get yourself Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. I swear to God, I swear on the everything. I swear on my gut that Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter, among others that have been really mega hits for the independent comic industry, the independent comic book industry, this one is going to be one of many that are the I guess I'm going to say that are the bookends, the what is it, the backbone of Comicsgate. It has surpassed everyone's imagination, predictions. Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter. I will state this publicly and then we'll get to some more sports. It is going to be, I mean, I would not put it past Hollywood to come calling Mandy Summers and Peter Gilmore to maybe put that as a major motion picture or a film for streaming services like HBO Max. Just here's a little suggestion. If indeed, or when indeed, I'm not going to say if, but when this happens, because I know it's going to happen. My gut says it is. Just make sure you go with a company that isn't woke and will allow you creative freedom. It's your pup. It's your baby. You got to protect your baby. Don't let the movie studios change it and destroy it. That is my advice. Stay strong, stay firm, stay fully packed. Anyway, we've done blabbed, so let's go now to continue our basketball soliloquy. By the way, our good friend Nick Ricada, the humble Minnesota lawyer, has a stream tonight. Don't know what it is, but he is streaming tonight, midnight Eastern, 11 Central. Lost Splaining the Interwebs, a mystery topic and a mystery night. Ooh, ain't that going to be exciting? Yes, it is. Okay, we got the ladies up for basketball. See, we do all this. We have no commercials because, well, we can't yet afford a commercial. But if anyone would like to advertise here, we can make that a little possible. So let's rock and ride and say that and give you the following. Number 7 ranked Tennessee beat Chattanooga 91-41. And 19th ranked LSU over Samford without Sun 83-47. And those are the two games that were played today. You see, we got a lot of subjects to handle here, and I do mean a lot of subjectos. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on to the other side of college sports, and that is for the men's basketball. And they don't restart until tomorrow, the 28th. And the games that will be played on that time, let's give you a little review. 2 p.m. Eastern Time on the Big 10, on the Big 12 Network and ESPN Plus. Big 12? No, no, it's there. Alabama State against 25th ranked Texas Tech, 5 p.m. North Alabama going up against number 4 ranked Gonzaga. 8 p.m. Northwestern State against number 1 ranked Baylor. 8:30 Incarnate Word and 17th ranked Texas. Cincinnati and 12th ranked Houston were postponed. New Orleans and 13th seeded or 13th ranked Ohio State have been canceled. 20th ranked Colorado State and New Mexico have been postponed, and UConn and 23rd ranked Xavier have also been canceled as COVID continues to run havoc through the sports world. Let's go now to the G League and find out if anything is a jiggling on the old G League schedule. We should have some games tonight or tomorrow. Let's check in. By the way, for those of you counting at home, we are 4 days from the end of 2021 and NBCSN, and for some cable systems and satellite companies, ESPN Classic. Of course, here in the land of Xfinity, here in Jackson, maybe in all the rest, Comcast has dropped ESPN Classic, so we won't get to see how it ends. Boo hoo. Okay. And well, here we go. Here's the G League contest for tonight. College Park Skyhawks, Fort Wayne Mad Ants postponed. Maine Celtics and the Cleveland Charge postponed. Long Island Nets, Wisconsin Herd postponed. Agua Caliente Clippers and the Salt Lake City Stars postponed. Oklahoma City Blue and the South Bay Lakers postponed. In fact, literally, the NBA G League has all but postponed the rest of the days in December's games. In fact, games from the 27th to New Year's Eve have been postponed due to COVID. Wow. Another bizarre day for us, huh? Okay, that is it for the. I'm going to have to post up a memo says do not give G League scores. They are postponed. Okay, so all those games were given the gate. And speaking of getting the gate, let's come on. Come on. You want to be funny? Come on. No, one more. I don't need Jackson, Alabama hotels. There. Let's pop this. And boy, oh boy, we are in a little tizaroo here, kiddies. There we go. CBSSports.com. Thank you, boys. Let's go now from the hardwood to hopefully the hard synthetic ice of the National Hockey League. Oh, you got to be kidding. So, December 27th games have all been postponed. How about the 28th? Do we have any games in the 28th? Yes. So, December 28th, the National Hockey League, unless they get postponed, we'll be back up and around. Let's check the hockey scores from the NC2A men's and ladies competition. Uh, any takers? No games scheduled for the men. And how about the ladies? Were there any games scheduled for and with the ladies? No games scheduled, so they were out. So now let us go to where everything should be fulfilled, and that is minor leagues. And we start off with the American Hockey League, as per usual. And I mean per usual. Uh, well, we might as well just, you gotta be kidding. We only got one game. Okay. Let's get the score right now of said game. And here we go. Grand Rapids Griffins, Cleveland Monsters, postponed. Rockford Ice Hogs, Rockford Ice Hogs, Iowa Wild, postponed. Utica Comets, Rochester Americans, postponed. Ontario Reign, San Diego Gulls, postponed. Bakersfield Condors and the San Jose Barracuda were postponed. So there's only one game that had any sense to be played. The Hershey Bears beat the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins 4-1. Now, if you will, the drum roll from hell. Let's see if the Ontario Hockey League had some games for tonight. And no, they did not. But tomorrow, there is but one game that is still on the schedule. Ottawa and Oshawa were postponed. So the lone game for tomorrow night, 7 p.m., Windsor Spitfires, Kitchener Rangers. We will have a report on that. But how much you want to bet that game's going to be given the Ziggaroo. And Barrie Colts and the Owen Sound Attack will also be playing. So we'll give you a report on the Ontario Hockey League tomorrow. Let's find out some further games. See if any other of the minor leagues are up and about as we get going and dance around the world. Yes, friends, we dance. We'll even chap up with some junior and independent things. So let's get going here. Let's go to the Southern Professional Hockey League, or the Spiel. See if we had some games there. Don't worry, folks. We know what we're doing sometimes. And no games Monday. How about Tuesday? Nope, they're back in action Thursday, December 30th. So we'll check with them on the 30th. See, we're always thinking, folks. We're always thinking. So the Spiel is back on the 30th. Let's go to the ECHL. They still call it the ECHL. They use the initials. Used to be called the what were they? The East Central Hockey League, I do believe. We'll check on that in a bit. Right now, let's see. Was there any action tonight to belittle and be witness to? If not, then we got a lot of things we're going to put up here for you. We'll scream, we'll shout, we'll raise a hullabaloo. By the way, is it tomorrow or Wednesday that our friends over at 6 Sports WLNS will have their um, MSU special live from Hotlanta Ga. Okay, so tomorrow it's the Norfolk Admirals and the Indy Fuel. I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday night that the MSU Spartan football special will be on. I think it's a special edition of the MSU Coaches Show. For this, I'm not certain, but please watch WLNS, or excuse me, 6 News WLNS if you're here in the Michigan area. Or if they stream, and I know they do, catch it on WLNS.com. Great people, great station, great ownership. Next star out of San Antonio, Texas. Yeehaw. Okay, so nothing on the ECHL, which used to be called the East Coast Hockey League. Now it's just the ECHL. There you go. Boom. Okay, let's check the Federal Prospects Hockey League and see if they got a couple of games we can talk about as we go to Game Center in Les Scores. And I have a feeling that we are just looking at a blank, and we are. The season will get right back. Well, they were right back on the 20. Oh, hey, they did. They did have a game, a couple of games today. Binghamton over Delaware, 7-4. And we don't have a score yet in Waterton versus Danbury, or Danbury v. Hi there. By the way, what game are we fluidly viewing here? It started at 7:30, so it says it's in progress. Waterton taking on Danbury. Let's give you a little. Okay, it is in progress. Waterton leads Danbury 4-1. It is in progress. The hat tricks scoring a lot of fun, don't you know? That's right, don't you know? Yes, indeed. And we're just fooling ourselves, folks. So there you go. 4-1. They're winning right now. The folks in Watertown. Huzzah, huzzing, hazoo. And do we have 7-11 left in the second period? 4-1. Waterton over Danbury. I'm just going to call it a final score. Why not? Hey, Dandelion, just stop. Let's see, evening schnookums. Just stopping by on my way to bed. Enjoy the juicy sporty balls. Yeah, I should have changed the name of this program earlier. When Mandy Summers first said Steve does a show called does a sporty ball show. I knew she had the idea. I knew she had the best name and should have grabbed it. We do thank Mandy Summers for the suggestion. We should have done this earlier. But we're doing this on the first week of 2022. Why? Well, because it's going to be called Steve's Sporty Balls, featuring sports final, entertainment news, and whatever the hell we can think of. And weather for across the nation and the world. Now all we got to do is download a streaming service like OBS or Streamlabs that we can actually do something with. Anyway, there you go. There's our plan for 2022. We're going to make this a valuable program. We're going to stay with YouTube, but we're also going to do some things on Twitch. So we're going to be in good company, Mickeymouse. So, folks, there's your hockey, and I know we forgot to play the theme, so here we go. There you go. That's 8 seconds. Oh, I gotta show you something. Let me see if I can't grab this here. There it is. Ah, it cost 50 cents to get it a few years back, but I'm happy to say it's been good to us here, and I have protected this with my body and any other orifices. That's right, folks. Canada's second national anthem. Let me get rid of the shine here. The hockey theme. And take a look right there. It was a new recording of the original 1968 version of Hockey Night in Canada. And when 97 won the ticket, WXYT FM had sports had a couple of years for one of these sports conventions. They had the Detroit Red Wings, and I just want to show you some of the old Detroit Red Wings, Eddie Mio, a few others. And the reason I brought this, and I also brought a Red Wing hockey puck, was to get some autographs, and I did that. But there was one person whose autograph I cherish. I was hoping to get, and I did, because he was not only one of the best Detroit Red Wing players, period, but he was also one of the group who wore the baby blue jacket of Hockey Night in Canada to a T, and he is the only one that I wanted to sign the inside. And I don't mean the inside of this. I don't mean I'm going to cover the inside of this with the late great Dolores Clayman, or the inside of this. Nope. I wanted this gentleman. Oh, it's very clue. Wait till you see who I got to sign the inside. And I don't mean this inside or this inside, but he is, as I said, one of the best Red Wing players, Hall of Fame Red Winger, and one of the original expert analysts. Wore the baby blue jacket of Hockey Night in Canada on CBC, and the only person who I wanted to sign the inside. And if I had known, and I swear to God, I should have had my friend, because he got us tickets to opening night at the late great Joe Louis Arena. And had I known that we could get autographs of the announcers, I should have gotten Ken Daniels. He was also one of the members of the baby blue jacket of Hockey Night in Canada. But this man got the important spot. The only Red Wing to sign the inside. Mickey Redmond. There it is right there. Mickey Redmond. I tell you, I am proud of this. And John Ogrodnik even signed this. John Ogrodnik, some of the finest players in the Red Wing organization. And there, once again, I got to show it one more time. Mickey Redmond, right smack dab in the middle. And I showed him this, and I said and he started to sign this. I said, no. You get sign the inside. Please sign the inside, because you were a member of this organization. You were not only a member of the Red Wings, but you wore the Hockey Night in Canada suit. You wore the blazer. Among the best expert commentators. Excuse me while I put this back in the slot. So there you go. Right there. Smack dab in heaven. Right there. And I play the theme from time to time. I don't play it here on the program because I don't want to get copyright struck or copyright stricken. So I use the kazoo for the theme music. But there you go. Just a little bit of my in touch with the celeb. And I'm hoping like all get out that they have the Detroit Auto Show this year because so help me this year. I mean 2022. I hope they have the Detroit Auto Show because I plan on being there and I want to get me some autographs and some pictures and everything else there. But that is in a future travails if we ever get a car. Anyway, let's give you some more sports. Oops, don't need a historian or a DeLorean. Let's give it more sports. Come on, let's lower the boom there. Come on. Oh, please. Doing this to me again? Grr. Okay, we'll just do it your way. There we go. Ooh, what in the frick is going on here? Okay, let's do it this way. There we go. Boom. Okay. Can you tell we enjoyed the kazoo interpretations? Oh, you're going to love what we got for you coming up on Tuesday. I'm going to play some music on that thing. I'm going to jam on a couple of things. I may even sing myself. Okay, let's do some. Yeah, let's do some. Yeah. Let's get down to the business of, ladies and gents, more bowl game festiveness. Yes, there were some bowl games. And let's see, were there some bowl games tonight? Yes, there were. In fact, some of the bowl games are tomorrow night. Jeez. Okay, let's go to the full scoreboard here. All right. Go to the full sports scoreboard for college football bowl games, whatever is left. And the 28th, we got some games for you. So there you go. Okay. That's fun. Boom. Okay. That was exciting. That was fun. All right. Let's get you some headlines. National Basketball Association, NBA, says the Cleveland Cavaliers may be so desperate that they might be interested in soon-to-be former Philadelphia 76er All-Star forward Ben Simmons. That's right, one team to keep an eye on as trade talks intensify is the Cleveland Cavaliers. NBA wizard Adrian Wojnarowski. The Cavs have a young would fit very well with, and for that reason, they could look to make a deal. Wow. Now remains to be seen if the Cavs can put together an offer that the Sixers would find intriguing enough to move on from the former top overall pick, but if not, they can always look to get third or fourth team involved, as Wojnarowski suggested. In fact, it seems somewhat unlikely that the Cavs will be able to put together an attractive enough deal without getting another team involved. Ooh, hey. Colin Sexton is a player who's been mentioned as an attractive asset in a return for Simmons, but he is sidelined for the remainder of the season after knee surgery, so he wouldn't be able to help the Sixers in the short term. Plus, given how well they played this season, it seems unlikely that the Cavs would be willing to trade Darius Garland or Evan Mobley. And outside of them, there's no one on Cleveland's roster that would really move the needle for Philadelphia. So if Cleveland's interest in Simmons is genuine, they should start pondering some potential multi-team trades, maybe Detroit. Anyway, let's keep going. National Football League updating the Week 17 schedule. Get ready. The start times have been moved for 2 games in Week 17. The league announced on Monday that the Ravens' home game against the Los Angeles Rams has been flexed to 1 p.m. Eastern. Meanwhile, the Saints' home game against the Panthers have been moved or flexed from 1 p.m. to 4:25. Both games will be on Fox. Sunday's game between the Ravens and Rams has major playoff implications. Baltimore needs a win in order to stay alive in the AFC North and wild card races. Los Angeles Rams, 11-4, who on Sunday clinched a playoff berth after defeating the Vikes, remain in the race to win the NFC's only playoff bye. With 2 weeks left in the regular season, the big question mark heading into this game, is status of quarterback Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens, who missed the last 2 games with an ankle injury. While New Orleans is barely alive for a playoff berth, its upcoming game against Carolina has less playoff implications. The Saints are currently 1 spot behind Philadelphia for the 7th and final spot in the NFC playoffs. Carolina, who fell to 5-10 following Sunday's blowout loss at home to the Buccaneers, are one of 8 NFL teams who have already been eliminated from playoff contention. So we will keep you updated on that. And speaking of the NFL and its playoff, the NFL and its player association, the NFLPA, are in discussions to once again change their COVID-19 protocols to reflect the CDC recommendations, and that these changes are imminent. As of now, unvaxxed players who test positive for the coronavirus are forced to spend 10 days away from team facilities. Now, it's unknown if the NFL will change that time frame from 10 to 5 days, but it sounds like it may be shortened. Just this month, they adjusted their protocols so that vaccinated players could return as soon as the day after they registered positive tests. According to the new protocols, vaccinated players who test positive can now return to the field if they register 2 PCR tests that are either negative or have a CT or cycle threshold of 35 or greater, or 1 PCR test that is either negative or has a value of 35 or greater, and negative MESA tests taken with 24 hours of the PCR test. Players can also return to the field if they register 2 negative MESA tests. For a copy of these rules, please send 50 cents in coin to the National Football League. Okay, let's keep the love going. Yes, friends, we keep the love going. Yes, indeed. And we go over here to some big rules. Speaking of Los Angeles, that other LA team, the Chargers, suffered a surprising 41-29 loss to the Houston Texans, and they were not helped by the amount of players on the reserve COVID-19 list. LA will have to continue to fight for a playoff spot, very shorthanded. However, as head coach Brandon Staley already ruled out several players for this Sunday's matchup against the Broncos due to COVID-19. Now, according to Staley, wide receiver Mike Williams, safety Nassar Adderley, and cornerback Chris Harris Jr. will miss the pivotal game due to being on the reserve COVID-19 list, per Sports Illustrated's Fernando Ramirez. Williams was added to the list on Christmas, and due to the 10-day quarantine rule for unvaxxed players, he will miss Sunday. The NFL recently updated the protocol so that vaccinated players could test out, in quotes, of protocols more quickly, since Adderley and Harris have already been ruled out and appear that they are unvexed as well. Okay, we got one more little bing to bring you here if we've got it. Ohio State's wide receivers, two of them. The Rats are leaving the sinking ship known as the Ohio State Buckeyes after they got embarrassed by the University of Michigan. Hurrah. Junior wide receiver Garrett Wilson announced Monday he will forego his senior season and declare for the 2022 NFL Draft. Wilson will also opt out of Saturday's Rose Bowl versus Utah. Ryan Day confirmed to reporters that fellow wideout Chris Olave, defensive lineman Haskell Garrett, and offensive lineman Nicholas Petit-Ferrer have opted out of the bowl to focus on the draft. So that draft, the NFL draft, is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes, oui. Okay, and yes, the playoff picture for the National Football League has become a little bit clearer. So, week 16 has proven to be weirder and weirder and weirder. So, here we go. Kansas City Chiefs won the AFC West title Sunday, their sixth straight division title, and clinched the first and thus far only playoff spot in the conference. Number separated just by 2 games. The wildest story in the AFC is the Miami Dolphins rebounding from a 1-7 start to win 7 in a row and take over the number 7 spot in the AFC at 8-7. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers clinched the NFC South, and Dallas Cowboys clinched the NFC East, while the Los Angeles Rams and Arizona Cardinals locked their playoff spots up. Philadelphia Eagles own the number 7 seed in the NFC after their win over the hapless New York Giants, and the Minnesota Vikings lost to the Rams. Philadelphia has a 1-game lead for that final playoff spot. 24 teams remain in contention for Super Bowl LVI, which is Super Bowl 56, which is the most in 15 years after Week 16. The playoff race is getting more unpredictable by the week, and the breakdown, we'll give it to you right now. Now, for the Buffalo Bills, they move in first with a win over the Patriots and take over the number 4 seed in the AFC, owning the division record tiebreaker over New England. They're on track toward winning their second straight AFC East championship, barring a major collapse over the final 2 games. Their remaining schedule is Falcons and Jets. The Patriots, they fell out of first in the AFC East after losing to the Bills. Buffalo owns the division record tiebreaker, and they're now the 6th seed in the AFC playoffs. They lose the head-to-head tiebreaker with the Colts. Their remaining games are with the Jaguars and the Dolphins. Speaking of the Dolphins took over the number 7 seed in the AFC with a win over the Saints on Monday night, and they control their own postseason destiny. Miami does win the tiebreaker over Los Angeles, having a better win percentage in common games, and own the tiebreaker over Baltimore based on having a better win percentage in conference games. The division tiebreaker eliminates Vegas from jumping Miami. Their remaining schedule, Titans and Patriots. New York Jets, they're out. So who cares about their remaining schedule? Let's go now to the AFC North. Cincinnati Bengals, they can clinch the North with 1 win in their final 2 games thanks to their convincing victory over the Ravens. Cincinnati is the number 3 seed in the AFC, holding the tiebreaker over Buffalo based on a better win percentage in conference games. Their remaining schedule is the Chiefs and their crosstown rivals, the Browns. Now for the Baltimore Ravens, whoa! They are a game behind the Bengals in the AFC North, with the Bengals sweeping, so their best chance to reach the playoffs is via the wild card at this rate. With Miami's win on Monday night, Baltimore dropped down to the 8th seed in the AFC standings, holding the head-to-head tiebreaker over Los Angeles Chargers. Have the division tiebreaker over the Raiders, which is why Baltimore is ahead of Vegas. Baltimore is behind Miami due to a common record tiebreaker. Their remaining schedule, Rams, Steelers. Speaking of the Steelers are on the outside looking in. They fall to the 11th seed in the AFC after falling to the Chiefs. A win over Kansas City would have put Pittsburgh as the number 7 seed. They are a half game out of the final playoff spot. They got their 2 remaining games are with the Browns and Ravens. Speaking of the Browns are in last place in the AFC North, 2 games behind the Bengals for the division lead and 1 game out of the final playoff spot. They're 12th in the AFC, owning the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Broncos. Their remaining schedule, Steelers and Bengals. In the AFC South, the Tennessee Titans, with a win over the 49ers on Thursday, the Titans keep their division lead. They're second in the AFC standings, 1 game behind the Chiefs with the head-to-head tiebreaker in hand. Dolphins and Texans are on their schedule remaining. The Indianapolis Colts are number 5 seed in the AFC after their win over the Cardinals. They own the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Patriots. Raiders and Jaguars are the 2 remaining games in their schedule. Houston Texans, they're gone, so who cares? The Jaguars are eliminated, and they officially own the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Let's go now to the AFC West. That's what we're talking. Yeah, AFC West, Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs clinched the AFC West for the 6th consecutive year and are currently the number 1 seed in the AFC, 1 game ahead of the Titans. Tennessee does own the head-to-head tiebreaker should both teams finish with the same record. Bengals and Broncos are who the Kansas City Chiefs have yet to play. LA Chargers, an embarrassing loss to the Texans, has the Chargers also on the outside looking in regarding a playoff spot. They're the number 9 seed, losing a head-to-head tiebreaker to the Ravens for the 8th seed and owning the head-to-head over the Raiders. Speaking of which, Broncos Raiders are on their remaining schedule. The Denver Broncos are not out of the playoff picture, but fell to 13th in the conference after falling to the Raiders. They lose the head-to-head tiebreaker over Cleveland for 12th and are still 1 game out of the final playoff spot. Their remaining games are the Chargers and the Chiefs. And the Raiders, they are still alive in the AFC playoff race after their win over the Broncos. They lose a head-to-head in division tiebreaker to the Chargers, which is why they are also behind the Ravens, despite beating them early this year, and why Vegas is the number 10 seed. Their remaining schedule, Colts and the Chargers. Dallas Cowboys, they've clinched the NFC East thanks to the Raiders' win over the Broncos, which gave them a strength of victory tiebreaker over the Eagles. Dallas is the number 2 seed in the NFC thanks to their blowout win over Washington, holding the conference record tiebreaker over Tampa Bay and Los Angeles. Cardinals, Eagles are on their remaining schedule. Speaking of the Eagles, they are the 7th seed in the NFC after beating the Giants. They hold sole possession of that seed after the Saints and Vikings both lost their remaining schedule at Washington and at home versus the Cowboys. Speaking of Washington, they are 2 games behind Philadelphia for that final playoff spot in the NFC. They'll be eliminated from the postseason with a loss to the Eagles this week. Eagles, Giants are on their schedule. And speaking of the Giants, they're eliminated, so who gives a darn? Now, to the NFC North. The Green Bay Packers retained the number 1 overall seed in the NFC with a big win over the Browns. They're a victory away from winning 13 games for the 3rd consecutive season. Their remaining schedule shows the Vikings and the Lions. Speaking of the Vikings, they are the 8th seed in the NFC after a loss to the Rams, a game out of the final playoff spot, but they do own the conference record tiebreaker over Atlanta, and their 2 final games are at Packers and the Bears. Speaking of the Bears, they eliminated the Seahawks from playoff contention with their win Sunday. Chicago would have the number 8 pick in the draft, but that's going to New York Giants from a draft day trade. So that's it for that. Giants, Vikings on their schedule. Lions are eliminated from the playoffs, and they currently own the number 2 pick in the draft. Seahawks, Packers are on their schedule remaining. Buccaneers clinched the NFC South with their win over the Panthers Sunday. They are 1 game behind the Packers for the top spot, but are the number 4 seed in the NFC, losing a conference record tiebreaker to the Cowboys and a head-to-head tiebreaker to the Rams. Jets and Panthers are on their remaining schedule. The Saints, they got problems. A loss to the Dolphins Monday hurt the Saints' playoff chances. They're a game behind Philadelphia for the final playoff spot in the conference, losing a head-to-head tiebreaker with the Falcons. They're 10th in the NFC standings, with the Panthers-Falcons still remaining. And the Falcons are one game out of the final playoff spot, but they need a lot of help over the final 2 weeks to make the playoffs. Atlanta is the number 9 seed in the NFC, losing a conference record tiebreaker to Minnesota, but the head-to-head tiebreaker over New Orleans. The Bills and Saints are on their remaining schedule for the Falcons. Carolina, they're gone. Bye-bye. In the NFC West, the Los Angeles Rams take over first place in the NFC West, and they clinch a playoff berth with a win over the Hot Atlanta Vikings. They clinch a playoff berth with a win over the Vikings. They are the number 3 seed in the NFC standings, losing a conference record tiebreaker to the Cowboys, but they own a conference record and head-to-head tiebreaker over the Bucs in their remaining schedule. Ravens, 49ers. The Cardinals of Arizona clinch playoff berth thanks to the Vikings' loss on Sunday. Arizona trails Los Angeles by 1 game in the NFC West and has the number 5 seed in the conference standings. Cowboys, Seahawks are their opponents in the remaining schedule. Meanwhile, San Francisco 49ers, they have a head-to-head tiebreaker over the Eagles for the number 6 seed in the NFC, not dropping any ground despite their loss to the Titans on Thursday. Their remaining schedule, Texas and the Rams. Seahawks are eliminated, so who cares? And there you go. Happy landings on a chocolate star, which means, folks, we have time. Time is on our side, folks. Time is on our side. We will extend. We will extend. Yes, we will extend. We shall extend. That's what we're going to do. We shall extend. I am looking for. Don't know what I'm looking for. Yeah, I do. By the way, please remember Pirate Queen number 2 is available for you all. Please be kind and follow along. And I had it here. I mean, we had it in the parapet. You gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me, man. Okay. Ah, there it is. Whoa, hey, hi there. Hi there. Let's not get rid of this. Okay, so we're at the hour of power, but we're going to extend for a few because we had our own little Visigoth discussions. So let's get you ready for chapter. Oops, hi there. Let's get you ready for chapter Trey, part 3 of X-Men X-Farce Reloaded, part 3. And here we go. We're here with Mead Lofeld, artist for Gravel Comics mega bestseller comic book X-Farce. Hi. So what do you do here in your studio, Mead? I sit in this throne drawing well-endowed women in really tight costumes wrestling with each other, and I make an insanely ridiculous amount of money doing it. Sounds nice. So, did you have any formal training? Nah, don't need any. So, what do your parents think about you drawing comics? Oh, they absolutely hated it. They hated it. But they don't complain anymore. I kicked them out of the house when they couldn't afford to pay rent. Now, look who's laughing. Who's this character? This is the Spikester, the superhero who spans the globe hoping he'll get a Cannes Film Festival award someday. Hey, homeboy, is this your idea of funny? Hey, hold on. Spikester's a good guy. He makes the world safe for anyone who can afford those expensive shoes. I don't get no respect. I've been ripped off. I'm a sensitive artist. Ow, ow, ow. My fly button? Who cares? The South Pole, those very moments, six figures stand still, silent, unmoving. Frozen not by dire thoughts, not by an enemy weapon, but by icy cold. It's been an hour of cold waiting for the seventh member of this amazing team. Sorry it took so long, guys. I had to see a man about a horse, and it was frozen. About time you got back. Say, shh, shh, boom, shh, boom's right. Shaboom, shaboom is right, fallen star. But while you were out the tinkling ice cubes, we were freezing our butts off. Hey, it's a good thing I brought my lighter along. Here, Tonto, don't go giving me the cold shoulder. Come on, I know you'll warm me up to me. Hey. So now we're lost. That's what we get for letting 8-Ball drive my granny. Drive. My granny sees better than him. Boy, Professor Baldy never yelled at me like that. And we're late. We're late and we're cold. I hate that. So what do we do now? I'm so bored. You can call me a 2x4. Ha! I wish I had a 2x4. We all know what we're here for, except why we're here, except that we don't know where here is, but we're a team and we go together. We've got direct orders and we're going to follow them no matter the cost. So let's do it. The tall Indian senses something strange. He is the only one in tune with the arcane forces of nature, able to feel a leaf fall, a wolf belch, a squirrel squished by a speeding semi. Reader with big ego, Tonto sense. Ice is breaking, Tonto, dominoes, 8-Ball, fallen star, cable TV, shaboom shaboom, Garfero. Breaking the ice quickly, our heroes, the unlikely X-Farce, find themselves the center of attention. The party's on at the headquarters of the evil arch rival Muppet Liberation Front. Well, would you imagine that? We're smack dab in the middle of Muppet Central. I thought I smelled something fishy. Actually, that's the anchovies I had for lunch, boss. Yeah, whatever. Get in the fighting mode. We got company. It's clobbering time. 8-Ball, take point. Blow those guys over. I receive you loud and clear, cable TV. The sweetly determined teen accelerates to maximum speed, his body a self-propelled human cue ball. He loves to fly and bank. He is 8-Ball, the only superhero with 2800 vision. Move! I'm the only one they're counting on. Just hope I can control my 8-Ball power. Clang! Ouch! Pharaoh, you take the front. My pleasure. I'll tear up these clowns worse than the milkman and mailman. Worse than the mailman. I'll cover your tail with my remote control cannon. Hurry! The fur is flying. Scratch their eyes out. Your shoes untied. Made you look. You say your name's Melvin. Ha! Meanwhile, in the secret inner sanctum, in the inner sanctum sanctorium of the MLF, Mistress, invaders have breached our defenses. One even defiled my breeches. I suspected as much. My extraordinary, extraneous, extrasensory powers, the greatest ever, save for that sneaky Professor Baldy, detected the X-Feeble team hours ago. I just didn't feel like telling you. I, however, am prepared for such surprises. Watch carefully and learn, peon. Oops, wrong switch. Now I've gone and done it. How about this one? Oh, that's my automated armor polisher. Oh, baby, that feels good, but now is not the time. How about this one? Oh, that's the time clock reversing device. I don't remember this lever. That's not a lever, your evilness. Oh, kinky. Tonto-san's store opening. Tonto-san's store opening behind she who hacks furballs. The elite fighting force of the Mapuppet Liberation Front. 4 ne'er-do-wells known as Underarms, Kamikaze, Saberbeak, and Raffia. I think we need a diversion, Shaboom Shaboom. One that only you can provide. You know it, hon.
What's this, cable TV? Letting a little girl fight your battles? Let me tear off her lips, boss.
He's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia, leaving on the midnight train. Said he's going back to find a simpler pace and time. Oh, yes, when Mary Jones, once a teenage star of Mopetown's hit group, The Deflations, entered a classified ad for a cute female superheroine, she never imagined she'd be here. Part of a force for world truth and goodness. She is the siren of justice. Shaboom, shaboom. I've got to be with him. I know you will. A promotional fee has been paid for this product placement. To have your product prominently displayed in a future issue, call 1-800-SELLOUT. He's my world, our world. Clang! I've got to go. I've got to. Poof.
Saberbeak saved us. Good work. Let's get him, boss.
Ooh, nice pants. Fallen star expecting a flood. Big talk, Mr. Puppy Dog Man. How's the flea collar holding up? Take that, you bad dog. Obviously a training school dropout. I'll get you for what you did to my paw. You'll never win. You're too few. If you destroy us, another will be created and stuffed to replace it. The sewing patterns are endless. As Raffia moves in for the kill, failed comedian, actor, wealthy practical joke gadget inventor, moron Nothington, still has one trick left, one of the many in his arsenal as the mighty, funny Fallen Star. You're all wet. Take that. Looks like I knocked the stuffing out of you. Eat hot, remote control, frog face.
Whoa! Holy Twiliton! Feels so strange, changing.
That's because you've taken a lethal hit from my powerful 144 channel control cannon. Even comes with a satellite hookup. Epileptic hookers who eat dog food, space aliens posing as child stars, this edition of Geraldo. Gee, cable TV, did you have to turn him into even a lower life form? I couldn't help him. My canon randomly selects. He could have become an overweight chef or this aging soap queen. Kermie! Oh, my poor little Kermie! How could they do this to my poopsie whoopsie prince? I'll get you, cable TV. If it's the last thing I do, give me weapon C and an order of fries. Meanwhile, in the heart of the battle, hold on here, I think we got a typo. Well, you're no liar. Meanwhile, in the hearth of the battle, oh, see, they've done it again. This is getting ridiculous. Meanwhile, in the heart of the battle, once again, justice prevails in the form of multi-abilities, which set us off for mankind. Feared, hated, hunted, but we won't fight back. We are noble and good and won't take revenge on these pitiful fools, for if we did, yeah, we have nothing left to do. Dark Piggy, This is Weapon C proceeding towards intruders. ETA 59 seconds. Counting down unless I have to take a potty break. Elsewhere in New York City, the lavish Trumpet Tower, the home of the reclusive millionaire industrialist known as Giddy One. Are you finding these new foes worthy opponents, Naberto? Yeah, these giant teddy dustpans are much more formidable than the Betsy Wetsy and Little Miss Poop Pants villains from last time. Even so, I find it hard to strike such cute characters. He's got me. I ain't hot. What do I do? Your power. Use your power, fool. Exactly the point. Remember your teachings of Professor Yule. Never judge a brook by its mother. Or was that never bet a book by its runner? Watch your back, bald spot. I read that part wrong, but hey.
Our toilet just went fully.
Oh boy.
You gotta get it fixed.
Uh-huh. Power, Snowbretto. They're lost crazy like Paul Abdul and Popsicles. Sure, he may look like a lazy 40-year-old pudge, but he has the mind of a teenager couple that with his ability to transform his entire body into a Vitalis hair cream, and you've got a man boy called Bald Spot.
Transforming now.
Good, very good. Mickey tells me it is time to wash up and ready for an investors meeting. I could use your input there, game. Sure, but I'm out of season. Thanks for the help, Snobberto. You're my main man. Be careful there. Make sure there's always some steam or soap to hide behind to cover your you-know-what. No, what? Confounded mask of yours, it's stuck on. I shouldn't have used that super glue, I guess. Right this way, gentlemen. Mademoiselle, I love that perfume you're wearing. It's Vic's, creep. I got a code. Perhaps I can decipher you later. You haven't got a clue. Can you tell us a little about this company you'd like us to invest in, Mr. Stanley? Oh, but of course. For over 30 years, Gravel Comic has had an enormous impact on culture worldwide with such household names as Disgusting Roach Guy and the oatmeal-based behemoth, The Incredible Bulk. It's the right thing to do. In 1992, we plan to release over 500 monthly titles, not including cheap crossovers, shoddy reprints, and idiotic kid books, which should give us 99.99% of the total market share. We don't intend to compete, we intend to conquer. Yeah. Now, we don't underestimate those other guys, but we got them, you might say, covered. Our plan for success is in the bag. You see here at Gravel, we just sell millions of copies of the same comic book, differentiating each one with silly gimmicks like multiple covers. Then we sell even more millions by convincing retailers and readers of the rarity of these comics. And we will continue. We will have the final portion of X Farce Reloaded, the live read on tomorrow. I have a personal event to go to tomorrow, or tomorrow morning, so we're going to end the show right there. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and y'all have a great night and a great morning and a great everything. Tomorrow, more of the same. We'll be on at 11:30 tomorrow. And please don't forget, unless something bad happens, some technical glitch happens, we will be doing tomorrow, not tomorrow, but Friday. It is Friday, isn't it? Yeah, Friday the 31st. Let's see. Today's 28th. Wednesday's 29th. Yeah, Friday the 31st of December at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, our traditional New Year's Schlocken Eve special on Spreaker.com, of course, powered by those fun-loving people at iHeartMedia. So that'll be coming up. And then we take over at midnight Eastern with our own New Year's Eve special as we hopefully, Xfinity killed off ESPN Classic early. Hopefully, we will bring you the last few words on audio tape of NBCSN's last few moments of airage before they go to hash. So join us tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. Or tonight's Tuesday. Tonight's Tuesday. I got a personal event to attend to Tuesday morning. Some taping to do as well. So we'll be back on air at 11:35, usual time, usually, and that is our time, usually, and will always be, well, for some reason. And on Friday, 11 o'clock, unless something terrible happened, and we have a huge technical problem, I will probably have we'll probably, and I know we will air at midnight Eastern, but that's tentative because if something happens and we're not able to do our live podcast on Spreaker.com for some reason, don't worry. There will be a New Year's Eve countdown, and we will have live coverage from New York City. We can't, of course, show any video because we don't have the rights for it. We're still low budget. So there will be a New Year's Eve show. Yes, there will be a New Year's Eve show. And then our show, again, midnight Eastern, Friday, our show will air as best we can the final moments of NBCSN and everything else. So please join us for our little celebration at midnight Eastern Friday. And that's it. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We do the regular show. Then Wednesday, we've got still the regular show at 11:35. And that will include some wrestling. Jim Ross, is supposed to return on Wednesday. That will, by the way, be the last Wednesday Dynamite on TNT before the show, the program, and everyone else moves to the Grand Dame of Turner Sports, and that is, of course, TBS, the home of wrestling for a long, stinking time that we all remember. Saturday Night Wrestling, 8:05 Eastern on TBS. Remember those? Remember those days? Well, now we don't have Turner time. We just have time. So there we go. That's a long-pointed way of saying we got a good week of sports and fun for you coming up. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show and that little thing about the toilet being broke. I don't think so, but we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll still be here. So from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk here at the Tom O'Neill Studios in Jackson, Steve Baxley saying thank you for watching Sports Final, the home of the biggest sporty balls in sports. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the fun-loving people over at the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. We're low budget. We're not proud of it, but we are. So please enjoy. We're going to see about downloading OBS, Streamlabs, or something so we can actually have graphics and look professional. Maybe even have sponsors. You never know. But we continue to be a work in progress on both the podcast and this program. But we're growing, and we hope you'll grow with us. Hit that subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors that we have a weird show for you. If you love sports, how you doing? If you love entertainment, how you doing? If you just love a guy that just talks about everything in the free world, hey, you've hit on this broadcast. So please join us each and every day, Monday through Saturday, unless there's a game that goes late, 11:35 Eastern Time, 8:35 in California. Sunday, we're on at midnight Eastern and 9 p.m. California time. There you go. It's all here. Look me on Twitter because I do put the promos on both Twitter and Facebook. Twitter, of course, at LUGNUTS, the number 6. That's Lugnut6. Look me up. Follow me on Twitter at Lugnut6. And I will answer every and all questions you may have, including who does my hair. It's a sheep shearer named Sven. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We're out of here. Enjoy your evening, West Coast. Enjoy your early morning, East Coast. Good night, everybody, from Sports Final.